All right, I think we are live. Um, so this is going to be our first episode live on YouTube with Jack Josh and Big Alex here. So we're just going to bring you in here, Alex, and then start getting, we're going to get rolling. Hey, all right, let's bring you in. This is all new to me, so this is going to be a bit of a learning curve. Here we go.
There you
There he
go.
is. Hey, what's going on?
Learn as you
Ah,
go, right?
yeah, exactly. That's what this is going to be about. And obviously, right now, my guest is calling me, and he probably has no idea what he's doing. My other guy. So, but if that's okay, I'm just going to shoot him a quick message. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just took a
Yeah?
nap right before this so that I'm all fresh and well rested.
Ah, that's
Um,
fantastic. I am not. I am tired, and I'm ready for bed.
yeah. No, today's my day off, so I'm just hanging around basically. I had physio
Oh,
this
excellent.
morning, massage therapy, and yep.
Oh,
Other than
nice. Tell
that,
me about your massage therapy.
it's terrible, dude.
Terrible.
Yeah, hurt really awful today.
Oh, why was it
Yeah,
so
I've been having
bad?
some struggle with pressing movements lately, so
Right? In what
because
way?
of the routine, I became a little stiff and tight. So because I'm I'm up 18 pounds now. So I was 238 this morning.
Good God. 18 pounds.
So
18 pounds
I'm a
from
little
what?
tight in my shoulder area. I couldn't even get my hands on my back.
Wow. 18 pounds from what weight?
220.
Wow. 18. Well, congratulations. That's
Yeah,
quite a bit.
slowly but steady.
That's amazing. And how,
Yeah.
okay, so you compete at 220 and you're 18 pounds up. How do you handle that mentally? Like, like, does that affect you? And like that would affect me in a really negative way, I think. Just
No,
like
not really.
being like looking so freaking crazy and in like looking amazing, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks later, you're like kind of gone. I don't know. I would have a hard time with that mentally, just seeing it kind of disappear. I do have a hard time with that, but
I didn't get that last part. I didn't get that last part. You froze on me.
oh, sorry. So I do have a bit of a hard time with that mentally, just seeing all the gains kind of disappearing and all the hard work, and like, it just
Oh,
like I hate it.
you just gotta let go, dude. The feeling in the gym definitely makes up for it. So.
Yeah,
The pumps in the gym right now are stupendous.
are
They're
wild.
ridiculous.
All right,
Yeah.
so Bobby's here. We're gonna bring him in. Bobby, he's a friend of mine. I'm gonna little introduction to this guy. He's a friend
Sure.
of mine, and let's see here. We're trying to move him around a bit. Oh, let's see if that works. Hi, Bobby.
Hey guys,
Hey.
can you
So,
hear me?
yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
got
good.
you.
Hey
So,
man, how's it going?
this is Bobby,
Hey,
Alex,
hey
Bobby,
Alex, how are you,
Josh.
bud?
Doing well, doing well. I can't
All right.
see him.
No?
I can't see you either.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not a
let's try to.
problem. Just so you know.
Let me see.
As long as we can see Josh, everything's fine.
Oh no, we
Yeah,
need everyone to.
I think share screen maybe.
Let's see if, yeah, we need to try to get everyone on here. How is, we got, Sorry, everybody. So now I only have Bobby. All right. So, do we have everyone now?
No, I can't see Alex.
Nope.
Not yet. So, ah, let me see what's happening on the other end here. Sorry, guys. Trying to figure this out. Like I said, this is all okay. So right now on YouTube, we got all three of us. So that's good.
Okay. All right. That's what
So
matters, right?
I guess so at the moment. We will figure this out. Anyway, so we got Bobby here. I'm gonna just do a quick introduction. So Bobby's gonna be competing in the New Brunswick's and then the Natural Show in 12 weeks. It's 12 weeks out. So congratulations, you're a crazy fool.
Thank you. You know it.
um, but that's awesome, and this is his first show, right? And so he's already been through the ringer pretty much. He's been through hell so far. How
Yep.
many weeks out have you started your prep?
We started in November, just a bit before Christmas time, with Exclusive Fitness and your help, obviously.
Right.
We started together all that craziness. And now, yeah, 12 weeks over, almost. This is the beginning of a stretch line before the end, right?
Hmm. Right.
Um, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster of emotions and everything. Not easy, as you were telling me at the beginning. I would have a hard time sometime, and it's actually very true.
Oh, yes.
So yeah,
100%.
we started in November.
Man.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, what was your body weight when you started? Do you remember?
When I started everything at very first, I was 240 pounds. That was in November 21. And this year in November, when I started the diet and the plan for this competition, I was at 204, I think, around that. And today I'm standing at 174.
All right.
That's awesome.
Congratulations,
Eh.
man.
Thank you very much.
Progress.
So we're probably looking at bringing him in around 160.
Yeah,
That's
that's what
the
I would have.
goal.
Yeah,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Yeah, about 160.
that's what we're thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Almost there, man. Almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost there. Actually, the weight loss is going pretty well. I had a bit of a struggle the last 2 weeks. I had some peaks, and I had a hard time to deal with losing to keep the consistency. I was cutting down about a pound and a half every week, and now I was gaining weight, and I had a hard time with that. It was very difficult for me to understand how my body was reacting to all the process. But now I'm back to normal. I'm slowly losing half a pound to a pound a week, and yeah, it's pretty. It's coming back to normal now.
That's awesome.
That
Well,
sounds good.
congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal though.
Yeah,
It's a lot
I
to
was told.
handle for somebody, especially if you've been dieting for so long, man. Taxing.
Yeah, for sure. So, to put it in perspective, uh, I think my first show I ever did was probably one of the harder shows I've ever done.
Hmm.
And it's just going to keep getting easier and easier if you keep doing it, if you want to. Um, but I think it's just because you don't really know what to expect at all. Everything is brand new, like the shitty feelings, the tiredness, the mood swings, everything just is just new, and you don't really see it coming, and even quite understand it unless you have a lot of people around you in your circle that, that has really been through it before and they can kind of guide you along the way. Obviously, we can't be in your exact position, but we can, have the people that help out and kind of explain why you're feeling so shitty.
Exact. There's days where I just want to drop. I want to quit this thing. Even during training, sometime last week, I remember I was doing my 1 hour cardio, and I came up to tears. Like, yeah, I was counting every minute for the end to come. Right, I just couldn't do it, but I pushed through, and the hour was sent like a week. It was just terrible, and
Oh
I was
yeah.
so weak that day. I just didn't have any energy. And as you know me, Josh, I train super hard and super long sometimes. And
Mhm.
yeah, so that was one of the crazy day that I went through last week. I just couldn't do it, but I did, and I'm glad I did. I pushed through, and we
Yeah.
talk about that a lot. When it's time to, cross that line where you need to keep going, uh, to keep the motivation up and all. That was one of those days where I had to dig really, really deep. And yeah, I didn't expect that. I used to do sport and any kind of sport like fighting and karate, boxing, that kind of stuff, but it's totally not the same game. Bodybuilding is a very different mindset, different, very different approach when it comes to this. You're alone by yourself, doing it, motivating yourself on everything you're doing. Even though people tell you how hard it's going to be, you can't understand it until you do it. And that's basically what happened. I hit that day and it was very, very hard. I couldn't expect that at all. But it's very hard to put words on that, honestly.
It is. I agree.
Yeah, that's
And
what I want to say. It's always one side to explain something, what is going to happen, and how you're going to feel through a prep or during a prep, as to actually experiencing it yourself, right? So,
Yes.
and it's not going to get easier. I'm going to be honest with you. You got 12 more weeks to go. So, and usually the last 2 to 3 weeks is usually the critical point, is what I would say. Where, in my experience, most of the guys would quit
hmm
because, like, the last 3 to 2 weeks before the show is actually where you start looking worse again. When you start water
Hmm.
loading and all the carbs out to deplete, and so you got to be
I
mentally prepared for that. You gotta look good, and then you got to look a little bit worse again in order to look better the last week.
I
Honestly, I'm looking forward for that. It may sound a bit crazy, but that's who I am. I feel on challenges like that, and I'm looking forward for those week. I want to feel it. I want to experiment it. I want to go through it all and understand it to start with. And basically I want to see if I can do it. I want to see if I'm the type of guy who can go through that kind of stuff. That's the biggest goal that I had on when I started this. I wanted to see if I can go through kind of a professional athlete um, training, and what they go through all day, like you guys do all basically since those many years, right? So that's my biggest goal. I want to see if I can do this. So those 3 weeks that you're talking about, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see if I can make it.
yeah, like just like exactly what Alex was saying. If you remember me coming in 2 weeks out training, and I'm like, don't look at me. I look like a 12-year-old boy. I was like wearing big shirts and sweaters. I was like you, but people don't see that. We see that.
Hmm.
But other people looking in that haven't done it or don't get it will, they're like, you look amazing, and you're like, no, no.
No.
But it's happening for a reason, and you probably will experience it, and
Yeah.
that's usually like Alex says when people kind of drop, and it's
Hmm.
normal, but you just got to keep pushing because it gets way better. It gets a lot more fun.
I'm very fortunate. I have people like you, Josh, that supports me through this all, and I have a great team as well. My wife is more and more understanding what I'm going through. So in that aspect, I think it's going to be very easier. Like it's going to help me out um, till the day. Um, Doing that alone, I don't think I would have the same mental strength. But being surrounded
Yeah.
by people like you that has experience, and teach me and guide me, that's very, very helpful. So I recommend anyone out there that is looking for help, don't be shy to ask. Find the person that can follow you, listen to what they say, and everything's gonna be fine. So far, I'm doing very great. But yeah, without any guide like you guys, I don't think I could do that by myself.
Yeah. Takes a team, right?
Yeah,
And
it takes
like
a good
Alex
social
is,
network.
oh yeah, definitely. And especially like even with Alex and
Hmm.
being a giant monster, it still took a team to help get him there, right? And like even no matter how much we know, there's always somebody that knows a little bit more or might have a different opinion
Yeah.
or just like a
Yeah,
different eye. It's really hard to like judge when we're like looking at ourselves every single day. We don't see the
exactly.
changes mostly.
Yeah. Listen to everything. Take away what you need.
Yeah, obviously, that's a very, very good point. Last week we talked about that, Josh and I. I was at the gym and someone came with his own vision of my situation, his own understanding of it
Someone
as
that was
well.
not really in the groups, just some an outsider that knows
Yeah,
what they're talking about, but isn't someone that's very educated in the sport, but isn't like
exact.
in the team that's really following Bobby.
Yeah, and it just it was a very good point, but for me, it just kind of messed my mindset a little bit. Um, I realized that what I had to do was to just keep focus on what the people that was thrusting at right away, right at the moment, the people who are pushing with me right now, that's the people that I need to listen and keep going that in that direction with those people. It doesn't mean that other people don't have good insights. It's just that you sometime when you have too much information, it may just mess up with you, and that's what happened with me. So I had a little bit of emotional drop, misunderstanding on all kinds of stuff, and that's a lesson learned for me. It was a big, big wake up call, just to kind of listen, go back to basic, do
Yeah,
your thing with your
totally.
team, do your thing with people who are having your best interest at heart, and follow their guidance. And that's it. That's what it came down to me. And honestly, the last 2 weeks were way better when I decided to kind of just go back and track, right?
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know if I make sense, but
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
yeah,
Totally.
So going back, let's backtrack a little bit and like going back to what Bobby said about having the hard moments of like him on the treadmill, almost, having an emotional breakdown a little bit and like feeling like that he just had to leave.
yeah.
Has that, Alex, we've been through many preps.
Hmm.
Has that ever affected you like that? Have you gotten to a point where you're just like in the gym and you're like, this is dumb. I'm done. And like you just kind of want to leave or you're having like an emotional like dilemma and you're just, you know, struggling.
Oh, dude, almost every time. At least like every show that I did as a junior competitor, basically.
Huh.
Every time. I was always counting the minutes and the seconds on my cardio, and like I said, it's at first I would start the weeks or the days, then I would cut down on the weeks because the number was lower than the
Uh,
amount of days it would take to the show. Then I would go by how many more times I have to train my legs because that number would be lower than
Hmm. Hmm.
the week I have left to
Uh,
the show. And
5 more leg days, 5 more. Here we go. I can do this.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the end, I was basically always just working towards the end of the day. That was always just my goal.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I would go to work, and then at work I'd be like, okay, I got to work 8 hours now, and then the work would be over, and then I'd be like, okay, I got to eat now, and then I go to the gym, and then I train, and then when I'm done training, I would be like, okay, just got to do cardio now, and then you go home, and then I would do my cardio, and I would go home, and then I would eat one more time, and then I'll be like, all right, another day, now I'm
Yeah.
going back to bed, and do it all over again
Do it all
tomorrow.
over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Like, yeah, you just gotta take it when you're in that mindset. You just gotta take it minute by minute and just push through it, and then just know that it's not forever. Like it's gonna pass, right? Your cardio is
Yeah.
going to be done. Your training is going to be done. You'll move on, and
Hmm.
Yep.
just
Exactly.
do you just do it, and then like it's going to be done. So I might as well just the time's going to go either way, me training or not, me on the cardio or
Hmm.
not. The time's going to pass. Might as
I
well
find
get the
that
training done.
day, I find that day that I had that emotional breakdown, it helped me with the following days when I was doing cardio. And now I knew I could do it even though it was hard. So now when I'm doing cardio, for example, it doesn't seem as hard because I already have that mindset that I can't do it no matter what. So I think you need to reach those boundaries. Something you need to reach those points to see if you can keep doing. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Yeah,
What always helped me a lot was the fact that I choose to do this. No one's
yeah,
Yeah,
forcing me to do this. And I only feel
exact.
this way because I want to do this. And it's
Yes.
also something that not everybody's able to do. So
yes,
it's, for me, it's
that,
just a major accomplishment in general, regardless of the placing, just getting in shape and doing what not everybody's capable to do.
Hmm.
oh,
I mean, just
100,
when the
yeah,
more you become an athlete, the more you are aware of your surroundings and see that almost 99% of people aren't in shape.
yeah. What did
When
I
you
hear the
walk
other
around
day?
the city or something and you pay attention to that, barely anyone's in shape.
What did I hear the
Yes.
other day? There's more millionaires in the world than there are people with abs. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. That's pretty crazy.
Is that a fact?
I don't know, but that's what I heard on
It surely
somewhere
sounds
along the
like
way.
one.
That's it's I'm probably almost right. So
Wouldn't
I'll
be
just put it there.
surprised.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool to think about. But um yeah, man. So how are you first time around? So how are you feeling? Like physically? We're 12 weeks out. I think
Hmm.
the big push is going to probably start real soon.
Yes. I'm.
Are
Excuse
you
me.
are you
I'm
nervous? Are you
already.
excited?
Go ahead.
So are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you uh I'm not
It,
also everyone, I'm not his coach. I'm just there to support and I'm like a cheerleader in the background.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Okay, I thought you were coaching him.
I'm
Um,
there helping him along the way and like I'll coach Bobby a bit when we're actually in the gym training with like
yeah.
form and technique and movements and whatnot.
Ah,
But I'm not doing the
so you
diet.
you
Just a little bit of
you're a
history. Josh and
valuable
I.
pair of eyes.
What's that? Yes, exactly.
You're a valuable pair of eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I started training with Josh just for fun. Uh, about what 2 years ago now,
About 2 years ago, yeah.
and I just fell into the bodybuilding like that just for fun, and then I decided to compete. That's how it worked. But Josh wasn't like my actual coach. We were just friends training together. And now I'm having a team that's following me. I have a coach, Antoine Arsenault, if I can mention him.
Yeah,
And
sure.
sorry, I'm from Exclusive Fitness, and that's who is following me for my plan, my diet, and everything. But Josh is pretty much like a training partner, a very, very valuable training partner.
Yeah.
But to answer to your question, Josh, what how am I feeling right now? It's a very mix. It's a mix of emotions. I have some anxiety issues, as you know, and this is very demanding for me right now. With all of the changing I have with my body, with my training and all, it just brings some more concern sometimes. So I have to manage my energy. I have to manage my sleep. That's the biggest challenge I have post training. managing my rest and my recovery time at the moment, because I'm always wondering if I did the right thing, or if I'm eating right,
Hmm.
if I'm doing the right thing with my diet and all. I'm always second guessing myself right now.
That will
Um,
never stop.
yeah, oh, yeah, obviously, obviously that is very true. But physically, I feel like I'm in very good position right now. I don't feel like my body's reacting really well right now. I think I've never been this leaner in my life. Um, I, in, it's more the motivation and the mental aspect that I need to focus on right now. Every day is a new goal for me. I just can't, expose project myself too far or too close to D-Day in my head, because it's
Right.
way
Yeah.
too demanding. So what I'm trying to do, pretty much like Alex was saying earlier, like one training at a time, one day at a time. This is what I'm doing right now. This is what my mindset is focused on. Like tomorrow is leg day. I was already checking what I was going to do tomorrow just to get my head into it right away,
That's
just to
Way
be
to
that's
go.
great.
motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be motivated. And actually, my coach changed a bit of my diet, so I have to kind of focus on what's coming and new things. So new adaptation, I have to adapt to that. So yeah, it as a first competition, there's a lot for me to think about, a lot for me to adapt and manage at the same time. I think that's
Hmm.
what is the most complicated to deal with, managing all of this at the same time. So I decided to do one thing at a time, like you said. Tomorrow is leg day, focus on that, do your thing right, do it, as per the training
Yeah.
plan, and then move on.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
I'm not sure if I answered that question.
No, man, that was great. Um, I'm gonna try to do something here. You said, how about where'd it go? Uh, I'm gonna see. Can I pop up your Instagram page there, Bobby?
Sorry.
Like, can I put it on your Instagram page? See if I can get the. Let's see here.
Let me see.
Or like, I'm gonna see if I can do it.
Hmm. I can't. I don't know what to do that.
No, no, that's fine. You're good.
Oh, here.
1 second here.
Oop.
I think you're calling me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing the right thing right now.
Let's see.
What are you trying to do?
Okay. Just trying to. I'll have to try to do this later. I was gonna try to share my screen here, but it wasn't really working very well. I'll have to figure this out. Like I said, this is my first time using this program, and we'll
First time for me too doing a podcast,
yeah.
so bear with me, guys.
So no, it's all good.
Is that the one that Scott McNally recommended, or which
What's
one's
that?
that?
Sorry. Yeah,
That
it's the. Let's see here. What do you guys see on the screen?
I only
Okay.
see you.
Okay.
same.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's still there. All right. Whatever. That's fine. It's all good. All right. Cool. Um. Yeah. I got like a lot of questions first from some people
Hmm.
we could
Nice. All right.
throw up and see what we can see what we got. Do, 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 do. All right. Let's see. All right. What? All right. Tanya says, "What is the best and worst part of our stage experience?" So I guess this would be for of our recent shows. I guess it would be for Alex and I. Best and worst part of um, the last two shows.
About the last two shows or in
Yeah,
general?
probably she said our last show. So I would say probably the
Um,
last two.
uh, the Arnold's, I'd say, best part winning my class. Worst part not winning the overall.
Those are both horrible. Although that one is horrible, but and also good. Yeah,
And then best part about the other show, winning the overall. And
yeah, that was good.
worst part, I would say the way I looked was the worst part about the show.
You won the
I wasn't
overall,
really
but you
anything
weren't
bad
happy with
about
the
the
way you
show.
looked.
Uh,
Right. So you probably came in at like, how do you feel? Like 80%, 85?
Something like that, yeah. It was pretty watery. It was very full though,
Yeah. You said you look like a guest poser on there.
pretty much. It was
Awesome.
fun though. There was nothing. There wasn't nothing about that show was actually bad. Like
Cool.
just like the Arnold's. Like it was
Right.
everything was great. The way it was organized, the way it was run,
Yeah,
the
it was fun.
schedule, everything was perfect. So, yeah,
Cool.
I'd say the worst part was that I didn't win the overall.
Mm. That was a little sad for you, but uh, best part for me, Arnold's, dude, was literally probably just, this might sound corny, but just being there. Like going from 132 pound lightweight competitor stepping on the Arnold stage at over 180. It was like, how am I here? And
Yeah,
also, and like, be doing, and coming in second. Like, for me, that is incredible. Like, I was blown away because I went there with zero expectations of like doing much of anything, but then I was battling it out for first place. So that was like,
yeah.
I was super super proud. And then there were so many good things, and also doing
Way
it
too many.
with
Mm,
one of my best friends,
yeah.
like it made it so much, I mean, so much more amazing. And then worst thing about the Arnold's, I feel I could have looked better. If I
Yeah.
feel I could have filled out a little bit more, and I could have probably brought a little bit of a different package if if I don't know, if I just filled out a bit more and ate a little bit more throughout the night or like in the morning. But I could have been a little bit better, I think. Mm, I don't know if it would have been enough to take first place, but it still would have been. I would have felt a little bit more better afterwards. I don't feel like I brought 100% of that show. But then,
Same.
yeah, then the Gladiators and the Atlantics. Uh, best thing about that probably would have been, yeah, winning first in my weight class, winning first in Masters, and taking second at the Gladiators, which is amazing because it was like, that's a top level show. That show was harder, and the competitors were more challenging than Arnold's by far. And also, I learned from the Arnolds, and I took what I learned and took what I didn't do at the Arnolds and applied it to Gladiators, and looked way better. I came in bigger, came in harder.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then,
Fuller rounder.
yeah, it was good. Worst part probably of the Gladiators was, again, losing second place to Bobby's coach. But
Yeah.
but he's also a friend of mine too. He's also a friend of mine too, so I don't really mind. And like, and like, it wasn't the loss wasn't like, oh, he won because of politics. He won because he's friends with such and such a people. I can see the differences, and I can see kind of what happened, and I'm okay with it. It wasn't like it wasn't it wasn't a letdown, really. It wasn't like,
It
oh,
was a very close call.
yeah. I've heard people were saying that was a coin flip, and it's kind of
Yes.
how it landed. We were very close. But I do
Yeah.
see, as Alex pointed out very wisely, the hamstrings probably could have, if I had those brought up a little bit more, probably would have
Yeah.
had it. Probably would have had it. But
Just adds more thickness and sweep from the side.
right. So worst thing, losing the Gladiators, but also being in the Gladiators was amazing, and it was my first time, so that was pretty damn cool. And let's move that on to Bobby. Worst thing and best thing about your prep so far?
Best thing. Oh boy.
Is
I
there
would
a good
say,
thing about prep? I don't
yeah. I think you discover a lot about yourself. Um, Honestly, I've been through a lot of different things that I wasn't expecting that I could do, like mentally. Um, I think I'm a bit stronger mentally because of that prep. I know I can do stuff that I wasn't really sure I could do. Um, Hanging out there and stay disciplined, that kind of stuff. I think it's very positive for me. Um,
know. Yeah.
so um, the training itself, I love it. Like I love training. You know me. You often tell me I train too long
He
and
does.
too hard.
Alex, tell him. Tell him.
Yeah,
He
it's
does
true.
it.
I admit it. I'm guilty of it. It's just because I love training and I love being at the gym. I love being surrounded by people, and I also talk way too much when I train. But but that's I just
You're not
really
there to
enjoy.
socialize, dude.
Say again, sorry.
You're not there to socialize.
Yeah, I'm learning this. That's probably the worst part for myself right now. Learning to just do my thing, do it right, get it done, move on, and go home, recover. I think that's pretty much the hardest thing right now for me.
We can use the
But the best part is
socializing.
the training for sure.
We can use the socializing and the fun and the aspect after training, and or like, I mean, like after prep's done, doing bulking
Mhm.
season, you have a bit more time. It's fun. Your energy's up.
Yeah,
Now, like we're working now. We're there for a purpose.
the very worst part of it for me is, like I said earlier, it's manage my recovery time,
Hmm.
the sleeping time. During this prep, you know, I have very little sleep, like 6 hours at the most, 7 hours maybe, and that's not even always deep sleeping. So that's the very bad part that I'm dealing with right now. But the best part is always training and just enjoying what I'm doing at the gym. No matter what exercise I do, I always find a way to enjoy what I'm doing, and
Yeah,
even when it's hard and when I'm tired,
like hack squats.
yeah, hack squats. My God, that's my least favorite leg exercise. I'm sure a lot of people out there can relate to that. I'm getting better at it, um, but I gotta say, if I could skip that, I would definitely do it.
That means it's the most important one to do.
Yeah. Sorry.
That means it's the most important one to do.
Yeah.
Alex
So
was my big Alex was my big motivator on the hack squats. Whenever he does it, I think about catching
Man, I
up to
wish I
him.
could do hack squats.
Oh yeah, you don't have it
hey,
anymore.
you're a machine on the axe squad. That's crazy to watch you doing it.
Yeah, that's all through Alex. He pushes me.
Love it. Best
Uh,
exercise for overall leg growth, for sure. My opinion. Yeah.
let's see here. We got another one. Uh, what was your big move? Like, what was your big move? Like, do you have a do do you like was there a spot in your life that you can remember to that got you to where we are now?
Is
Like,
that question for me?
was there for everybody, was there like a
Okay.
big like choice in our life that put us to where we're at? Like, um, let me think. Um, like for me, I think one of the big influences that put me to the next level was working with Dusty Hanshaw. Totally changed
Wow.
a lot of ways that I was training, a lot of ways that I was eating. He really taught me intensity,
Hmm.
not just moving the weight and like if not just moving the weight and getting the contractions, but like working with intent and intensity. And I think it's real intensity is a hard one to explain, I find. But to be able to push through the uncomfortable times
Hmm.
and push through and get into the dark place and kind of keep grinding it out when your body's telling you no, but your mind can push you through that little spot, that extra couple reps. And I think Dusty really helped me out with that one to really kind of get me growing a bit more where I was at a plateau for quite a while. So I think getting a hold of Dusty like no, about 4 years ago and working with him for a while kind of put me on a different path. That would be my big move.
Yeah.
Alex?
Um, for me, it would definitely be when I met my buddy and mentor, Marcus in Germany back in 2016. He basically introduced me to hardcore bodybuilding, if you want to call it like that. What it actually
Right.
takes to be a bodybuilder, how to actually train with intensity. Like he put me through some crazy workouts, dude. So it was definitely him. And then another one was definitely Ron in Coquitlam in British Columbia. Ron Partlow.
Yeah.
Um, but more the fact that he was able to show me or teach me that I'm actually stronger than I think I am. So
Ah, yes.
he
I
definitely
preach
helped
that
me
all the
push
time.
to push way past my
Yep.
expectations. Like so,
No, that's great.
those two by far for sure.
Well, as for my part, when I met Josh, I was training as strongman.
He was a strongman
Um,
competitor. Big
yeah, I
chest.
was.
He had the chest and the belly, the big traps.
You had to mention that, right?
I did because it was true.
It's gone now. Yes, I was doing that, and I approached Josh to help me with a bit of a training plan. And then COVID happened, and I started back training, training back with Josh at Good Life, and then um, I just really enjoyed training with him. His intensity, I recognized myself into that, and we just kept training together, and I got better and better at it slowly but surely. And like you said, I was just pushing weight before. I was pushing heavy. My mindset was focused on the weight, not the actual exercise itself, and how to do it proper and how to do it as a bodybuilder. So I kind of learn how bodybuilding works now. So my mindset switched into that, and he's teaching me a lot about that. Like you said earlier, how to do the exercise as a bodybuilder, how to
Yeah.
mind yourself around that, not just pushing the weight, do it with intensity, with a purpose, and get through those moments where you don't think you can do it, but you can keep push. So, yeah, meeting Josh pretty much changed a lot of stuff in my life.
Oh, well,
Must have
thank you.
definitely
That's
been
really
tough,
awesome.
man, because you literally have to do. I mean, coming from a powerlifting background, you basically have to do the opposite now of what you used to do, right? You went from
Yes,
having to move weight with as less effort as possible to now moving weight with as much effort as possible.
yes, and not always work with the numbers or the weight itself, just the movement, do it the right motion, like the right
Yeah.
range of motion, the right movement for the specific group muscle you're working on, instead of just pushing and work the big muscles, um, yeah, I had to learn all those little things that makes a big difference in my training. And he taught me that as we were training together. I have a good memory on what we're when we were doing a leg press, and he impressed me with 20 reps. I think you had something like 600 or 700 pound on that, and I
Oh,
was like, "Well,
crazy.
man, you're crazy." He's like, "Well, I'm used to it. I've been doing that for so long." And then when I did it myself, I was like, "Wow, um, okay, this is a game changer." Just the way
Right.
we
Yeah.
worked together that day, and I kind of understood at that moment that I could do this. I could put myself into that, and that's pretty much what brought me into this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Nice. Nice.
That's what do we have? How do you guys stay motivated and not cheat in the off season?
What do you mean cheat in the off season? Isn't that what the
uh,
off season is for?
right.
um,
So this was coming from a female competitor. So
Okay.
she's probably like, tries to eat as clean as possible. Um, probably like I'm assuming she does. I know her. She eats a lot, but probably like very clean. And
Yeah.
but like try not to like move away from that, eat pound the chocolate into you or the muffins all the time instead of, "Oh, I'm gonna take my rice out and I'm gonna have a bunch of muffins or something
oh,
like that." Sorry, Bobby.
Well,
But
you do
that'd
this
be
for a
great.
purpose, right? I mean, the
right.
whole point is not you just it's not about just gaining weight. You obviously want to gain quality weight, right? And in my opinion, you always get to a point in the off season when you're pushing food a little bit more that the more often throughout the day you get off course and you don't eat according to your diet, the more you're going to struggle to actually get all your meals in throughout the day. At least
Oh,
that's my case.
yeah.
Like if I'm not at my highest right now, but if I'm eating around 900 or 1,000 grams of carbohydrates a day, I can't eat anything else besides what's on my diet. Because if I do, I'm not going to be able to get my meals in. Because
Yeah.
if
It's
you
there's just so much food.
if I add something like a muffin or something to my meals that I'm eating throughout the day, or I don't know, replace one with McDonald's, it's just that it digests too long. It takes too long to digest. It sits too heavy. You get bloated, and in the end, you're not doing yourself any good, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I think that's a good answer. Yeah. I think you just have to, I look at things like want versus need.
Yeah,
Do I want this McDonald's or do I need this McDonald's? Most of the time, 99% of the time, I just want it. I don't need it. I need to have this other meal instead that's going to benefit
Hmm.
me way more and way more later on in the day, later on in the week. Like the need is there, not the want. And the need is more important over the want. And that's kind of usually what I do when I'm even like shopping. If I'm at Walmart or like some sort of store, do I need this $100 pair of pants or do I just want this $100 pair of pants? Or but I need $100 worth of chicken, so
yeah,
right, so I'm gonna get the chicken over these nice fancy pants. It's kind of like, oh, so I'm just gonna go to Value Village to get my pants, whatever. I'll go spend my food on chicken, spend my money on chicken. It's like it's priorities really. It's what's in our life. So I kind of look
yeah.
at food
You
that way
learn
too.
how to do, or you learn to do things that serve the purpose.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Never before I was carrying my food with me anywhere I would go. I would just stop at a Subway or Tim Hortons to get any meal when I was hungry, and now I'm carrying my diet plan with me, my meals that I have to eat. Like today, we went for a walk with the dogs. I had my snack with me, nothing else than what I needed to have. It's basically what just said. What serve your purpose, right? What you need, not what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
hmm So it's kind of it's a life changing thing.
Yeah, no,
Keep consistent.
100%.
Discipline, consistency is very big on that.
It's key.
Yep,
One perfect
Yeah,
day at a time.
that's
exactly.
it. It is like
It's,
consistency is really what this game is all about,
hmm
and I agree.
I didn't do a off season yet, but I think uh, what comes down to is if, like you just said, it depends on what you want. If you want to just to eat a pizza just because, then you're not helping yourself. And I'm pretty sure I'll have those moments too, and
Oh yeah,
that's going to be a challenge. So that was a very good question.
yeah, yeah. In the long, it was in the long. Um, I want to share this experience. Um, Last weekend, I went to a family function. I had some pizza and I had
Oh,
some
nice.
brownies and I had some brownies, not the special brownies, just they were like actually like vegan, gluten-free brownies, whatever.
So you didn't
And
go to Cloud9 after?
no, I had this pizza. I
Strange.
had about two or three slices, and it knocked me on my ass. I was out. I had it, and I was at the party. There were 17 people there. I was falling asleep on the couch, and I was just like, I was like, I don't feel well. I am so tired, and it was like, I was like, I was just sitting alone in the corner almost the whole night because I was just out of it, and I 100% from the pizza. Just put me into like
Oh,
a food
definitely.
coma. Yeah,
Sodium overload.
it knocked me on my ass. I was like, oh, it was a really funny experience and really strange.
Sweating
And just
like a
having
pig.
pizza,
I do.
yeah, like having pizza though for the first time in I don't know, maybe like 6 months probably, I'd say. So it was like, yeah, it was really good, but it was a weird experience.
I haven't had pizza yet. I only had Burger King last week and I felt like a furnace.
It's just your metabolism just fires up.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
When I had my last smoke before I went to bed, I went on the balcony in a t-shirt. We had minus 8 last week.
It's so hot.
Dude, terrible.
When was your last cheat meal, Bobby?
4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks
Four
ago,
weeks ago.
and it wasn't really a cheat
You had
meal. It
sushi,
was
didn't
sushi,
you?
and
It's not a cheat meal.
16 pieces. That's what I was allowed to. As honestly, it was just for a mental break. That's it.
Yeah. Sometimes like cheat meals are usually done for a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Either, to fill you back out, or like you said, it is also a big mental thing. It
hmm
can be,
Yeah,
it could be just like you're struggling really hard and you need a break. You mentally, it's like a little bit of a reset. It's
Exactly.
comforting too to know that,
hmm
your diet doesn't have to be forever.
No, but it becomes such an habit that I think I might just follow the same or something similar after, maybe with a bigger portion, but eating the same kind of stuff just to keep it healthy and lean as much as I can. I'm doing only one competition this year for so far.
So far. Yeah, we
So
don't we
far,
don't want to give too much away.
no.
We don't want to hear the wife yelling in the background yet.
Oh, she knows already. No, she's a big part of the team too. You know, that's another aspect we should talk about. How our wives and friends deal with that, but
Yeah,
that's another
that's gonna
topic.
that will be on a different day for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, cheat meal for me is not even an option at the moment. My coach and I are talking about that sometimes, but like I don't feel like I need it. Honestly, I don't look into a burger or anything like that right now. But I'm gonna definitely have one at the on the at the after the competition. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, for sure you are. That's
Yeah.
definitely a must.
Yeah.
In my
Uh,
opinion, there's three signs to look for if you need whether you need a cheat meal or not. So one would be if you constantly have cold hand and cold feet. That would be one sign for me that you might need a little metabolic boost. Then another would be not sweating anymore, either during training or during cardio would be another one. And then the third one would be that nothing's happening on the scale anymore. So it's not going up or down,
okay, that's interesting. See, I didn't know that.
depending on the way you look, though.
Right.
So
Yeah,
if
it's
your food's
also
still relatively high, then you obviously don't need a cheat meal because you could just cut calories. But if your food is really low already and you're already doing a shitload of cardio, then it might be time for a little something. Doesn't necessarily need to be a cheat meal. Could be also like just 500 grams of rice added
yeah,
throughout the day or
adding
something like that.
adding an extra little bit of the same food that you're eating in.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
It does. It will like it kind of restarts and like kickstarts your metabolism again. So it kind of like gets you a little fired up and
yeah.
you'll end up putting on 1 or 2 pounds, and then 3 days later you're 4 pounds lighter. You're
But
like,
that's funny
well,
you
it's
mentioned
two
that. That's
steps
exactly
two
what
steps
happened to
up,
me
couple
last week.
steps back. Right. Yeah.
See, yeah.
Another question. Megan wants to know about what supplements do we use besides like for me besides the mutant stuff like vitamins, minerals.
Oh
Um,
boy.
like I take all the mutant BCAAs and all that stuff, but I also do like fish oils, vitamin C, vitamin D, magnesium, multivitamin, biotin. Hmm, and I think for vitamins, I think that's about it. That's quite a few. That's a,
Oh, oh, I
I
have
usually will
a.
do all that stuff once in the morning and once at night. I like taking them
Yeah.
at night to like let them. I don't know why. I just like it taking it at night. It feels better. I feel like they absorb a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe it's like a mental thing, but I feel like they're doing something a little bit more when I'm fasting at night.
Mhm.
But
I don't know if you mentioned vitamin E and K.
vitamin E.
That's what I have in mind. L-theanine, berberine at night with magnesium, zinc, um, vitamin B100. Yeah, that's why I have that. I can't really remember all of them because I have a very long list of
You
it.
have a large
In the morning,
arsenal.
sorry,
Yeah, you have quite a bit too.
yeah, in the morning I'll have a shake of greens as well on top of that. But in the morning it's vitamin C, fish oil, L-theanine, um, DNK, and the greens. That's what I have. Yeah, that's what I have in the
Man,
morning
you
every
take
day.
What's that, Alex?
I take quite a lot actually, to be honest. So like I first thing in the morning, I always have a liter of water as a shake, basically, with collagen, greens, creatine, arginine, and fiber. That's what I always have first thing. Then with my breakfast, I have citrus bergamot, I have berberine, I have um, multivitamin, multimineral, omega
Hmm.
3 fatty acids, one aspirin. What else? Uh, Magnesium. I also take magnesium in the morning and vitamin D. And then with almost every meal, I take magnesium and fish oil and berberine. And before I go to bed, I take ashwagandha and CMX
Okay.
and
Ashwagandha,
fight,
yeah.
which is like a antioxidant
Right.
superfood powder sort of things.
Yeah, it's like I guess before bed, kind of along that way. Like I'll eat like sauerkraut, and I'll do like the apple cider vinegar and all that stuff too for like probiotics. But like, man, between all of us, that's like a pharmacy,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
right?
But
So,
that's what you
is
need.
this is all this sense stuff essential? Probably, uh,
Not.
probably not. But will it give us maybe 1 or 2% up and help a little bit? Sure, then why not do it, right?
Hmm.
If
Yeah.
that 1 or 2% is going to make us better than the competition, yeah, I'll do it, right? So it's a if you can afford it and if you can do it, go for it, I'd say. All right, we're coming on to an hour, but I have a couple more questions. See, I got a lot of questions, so it's awesome. Fantastic. Let's
Let's
see if
move
I can
on.
find them here. Um, what inspired you for bodybuilding? No, we've done that. What is your daily routine and nutrition? No, no. How important is consistency? How important is consistency in achieving your fitness goals? 100%.
Yeah. There's no way
Right?
There's,
around it.
There's no way.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly it. There's no result if you're not consistent.
Right.
Period.
You got to be. It's like making making the habit. Like just putting the time in 2 or 3 times a week. If you want to be fit and healthy 2 or 3 times a week, sure, go for it. If you want to be a bodybuilder,
Yeah.
now you gotta it's gotta be 24 hours.
Hmm. Minimum five
24
times a
hours,
week
man.
training.
Pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always like to tell people that it has to become like brushing your teeth. It has
Right.
to
Yeah.
become a part of your life in a sense that you don't actually think about it anymore.
You just
You just do it.
like you leave work and you don't even think about going home. You just go to the gym,
Yeah.
right? You don't even think about it. You don't even consider going home first. It's like that's not
Nope.
even a thing, right? And
It's like being married for a second time.
right. Or being married in a shitty relationship. Just not going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going home yet. I'm not ready for that. What advice do you have for beginners who are just starting out? So I guess that would be maybe for us to talk to Bobby or for and anyone else. Um, I think right off, my first question would be why? Why do you want to do this? And if that why is strong enough, you'll get to the end. Like why do you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to
What's the
compete?
goal? Definitely.
Like what's the goal? And if that is like, oh, I just want to look good and I want to try it, yeah, I've heard that before, and those are the people that usually don't make it.
No.
Or people are like, oh, I want a pro card. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. Start with a small show first. Um,
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, the single best piece of advice I would give anyone that wants to do this would be if you don't feel it, it's not working.
yeah. Like if you're referring to training,
Yeah.
if you
mhm.
don't feel the muscle, like if you're doing, for example, like a
Like
T-bar row.
if you're doing biceps curls and your shoulder starts burning, then you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
perfect. No, that's a great way to think when you're in the gym training. Yeah, if you can't
For
feel
my
it,
part, for as a
don't stop
beginner,
it.
if I can just,
Yeah, go
I
for
would
it.
say if you're as a beginner, if you want to start this and you think you can do it on your own and you can do it all by yourself, you're obviously wrong. You need to be surrounded by the right people who have the best of your interests at heart, and you have to have the intelligence to listen, understand, and keep listening to those people who are behind you. If you think you can change direction right in the middle of your training, and if you're that kind of person who is very indecisive and stuff like that, you may struggle. You need to understand and listen to those people who are behind you. That's very critical for a novice person, I think. Otherwise, it could be very hard, and you could just drop. You just can't give up on this beautiful sport that is. So, yeah, surround yourself with the right person, the right people.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. That's a great answer.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, do, do, do. How do you stay motivated? Yeah, we kind of get that.
That's a pretty
Oh, here we
common
go.
one, eh? We get that
What's
one a
that?
lot. We
Yeah,
get that one a lot.
almost every time. How do we stay motivated? Yeah. Um, I just like looking at myself in the mirror. That's how I stay motivated.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you don't like the way you look, why would you need motivation to go to the gym or to make a change? Like, just take your clothes off and stand in front of the mirror. If you don't like what you see, do something about it.
Yeah,
And if you like what you see, keep doing it,
Yeah, can
right?
only get better.
hard, harder.
Right? Yeah, there's so many answers to that question. That could go like
Hmm.
we could do a whole show on that one.
Yeah.
Uh, this has happened. Have you accidentally ripped a piece of clothing while training?
Definitely.
Oh, a bunch of times.
I've totally blown the ass out of my pants, and they kept
Yeah.
going. I've trained a whole training session with a giant hole in my crotch. I remember that. I was training legs, and I split my pants doing squats. Then I had to go do laying leg curls, and my ass is hanging out. It was whatever. My sweaty boxers. I was like, everyone's like staring. I'm like, what? It's like,
Yeah,
sorry.
I've been there about that.
Uh,
Yeah. I had a big, bright yellow pair of pants. I split the middle down. Um, what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten in the name of bodybuilding?
Sauerkraut.
The weirdest thing.
Sour. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? I dipped a banana in my creatine. I was like using my banana as like a spoon, like dipping it. Like you know how
I
you
would
dip
do that.
those little sugar sticks into the sugar package, and that's how I'd eat my creatine because I didn't have a shaker or I didn't have anything to mix it in. It was horrible,
I haven't come to
nasty.
that yet, so I'll have to find a way do something special like that sometime. Uh,
I know I did some really nasty stuff with tuna. I'm sure of it, canned tuna.
no.
I don't know, nothing really, to be honest. I mean, the worst thing I ever ate was tofu, but that was during my first prep, and I was basically just eating proteins. So I ate everything that was cheap that had lots of protein in it,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
tofu was one of them.
Oh
I had
nasty.
meals in my first prep. Like one of my meals was literally 8 slices of cheese and 8 slices of dairy ham,
wow.
just stacked on
uh,
top of each
just
other,
stacked.
and then I microwaved that for 30 seconds.
Actually sounds pretty good.
It
Yeah.
was. Put some soy sauce on top.
Uh, yeah, man. I've been there. Like, I just remember, like, in the midst of it when you forgot something and you just literally buy a can of tuna and you're sitting in your car eating it because you borrowed the can opener from the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, I did that every day during my apprenticeship.
right? Like, well, that
Two
was
cans of
terrible.
tuna. Yep, out of the can.
Have you ever gotten stuck in a doorway because of your muscles are so big?
Yep,
Not yet.
Alex, yeah.
bunch of times.
I
It
got,
also
I
happened
get,
a couple times already when that I would have a plate with food in my hand and I would walk towards the living room and my shoulder would get caught in the door frame and I would drop the whole plate of food.
oh, it'd be so horrible. I've I've started recently in the past like not judging corners properly. And I'd walk around and
Yeah.
smoke my shoulder off of a corner and like just like spin myself around like like when did this happen?
Yeah, it happens more often.
Yeah. I was once so poor that I spilled an entire plate of chicken and rice and vegetables on my apartment carpet and ended up eating my food off of the carpet. But I left like the little bottom layer, so whatever touched the carpet, I didn't eat, but I was like literally eating it
Oh,
sitting there off of like this like 20-year-old apartment carpet floor. I was like, I could
Oh,
afford another meal. I was like, I'm not making
I would
another
have ate
one.
it anyways.
Oh, I had to. I had to. It was so bad though. My partner at the time was like gagging. I was like, I don't think this is mine or your hair, but whatever. It was so bad. But we was like, you
uh,
just keep going. Uh, if you could only train one body part for the rest of your life, what would it be?
my back.
Back. I do like a good
That's a
back
tough
day.
one. I think I would say legs.
That would probably be my answer as well, because it's the hardest. But I think for
Back is
overall,
fun though.
yeah, that is a tough one. Maybe chest. I like chest. I like my
Oh
chest.
yeah,
I do chest day all day.
yeah. Chest day
Have
Chest
is
you
and
ever?
always
bicep.
fun.
Yeah. Have you ever flexed so hard that you've scared somebody?
No, no, it
No.
didn't happen to me yet.
No. I've been flexing and people would come up to me and be like, "That looks like that hurts." Like it does. Or like you're like
Like it hurts.
it's like that looks really painful. I get that often.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
No, I only had people come up to me wanting to take a picture.
I get that sometimes.
Italy was the
Probably.
weirdest part about that, or for that. When
Oh,
Mel and I went to Italy,
yeah.
yeah, I like one time when we were in Italy, we went to a outside swimming pool, and we were crossing the street, and there was literally a dude. He stopped right in the middle of the intersection, went out of his car, and came running towards me just to take a picture. He didn't like everyone was honking, and he was stopping the traffic, so he didn't
That's
care.
amazing. I would have felt so humbled. So like that is so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, or
awesome.
we would be in the subway, and all of a sudden I would have people putting their arm around me to take selfies without even asking.
Oh yeah.
Like people in Italy are weird.
That is kind of strange. But I've gotten that in Halifax here. But they've only ever been like they've only ever been like Chinese ladies. Can I say that? I can say that. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Asian.
Yeah,
They,
they've only ever
they
been
like
like
seeing big muscles.
little Asian girls would come up to me without saying a damn thing and be like, "Oh, those are so big," and like touching my arms and shoulders. I'm like, "Thanks." This happened more than once. It's happened on multiple occasions, like in downtown Halifax. Like I was like, "Whatever, cool." Like doesn't bother me at all, but I thought it was hilarious.
I'm not there yet, guys.
You will
Oh,
be.
you'll get.
I often have people asking me to help them with posing sometime when they're in the change room, which that's really weird. You know, though the person's in his underwear and then asking you to help him with a
It's
pose.
like,
That's
hey,
kind of
can you come over here and adjust me? Can you come touch
yeah,
me? Yeah, you're like,
yeah. I had that.
uh,
The other day, and it was kind of yeah, sure. Okay. I didn't know what to say, right? But just being nice, I just helped him a little bit. Took about
so
five
yeah, sure,
minutes, but
give me $10 for a few minutes. I'll help you.
I'm not there yet.
How
All
often
right.
do you practice posing?
Say again.
How often do you practice posing, and how long?
every day. I would
That's
at
good.
least do it minimum 20 minutes in the morning before going to work, before having breakfast. This is where
That's
I like to
perfect.
do it. You don't have anything in your belly and everything, so when you pose, you get to see this your waistline and everything. You look a bit like it's tinier, right? And yeah, and once in a while I would go to a posing clinic here in Halifax. There's a gym that does that, and sometime I work my posing with Josh. Not as often
Nice.
as I'd like to, but um, yeah, at least 20 minutes a day in the morning. That's a minimum. Minimum, just a
That's
checkup
good.
kind of thing.
That's good. More than a lot of people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And
More than I do at the moment.
yeah, it will definitely show on stage for sure.
Well, the reason why I'm doing it, you suggested me to do it every day, and also
Yeah,
the people at the posing clinic. And I'm new in the sports. I didn't know how to pose, and I was terrible at it at first. And just by practicing it every day, just a little bit, like it doesn't take an hour to do it. Do it right, 20 minutes. It's plenty, and just focus on a few pauses for this for a day or so, and then work on other pauses the other days, and it just kind of helped me to improve my pausing a little bit, and I think it did. Sure, I look a lot better now than when I was trying that a few months ago in my pausing. So it works. 20 minutes a day. That's it. You don't need to go crazy about it.
oh man, that's great. Yeah, yeah, I think that's right on too. It's gonna. A lot of people don't understand how hard it is as well,
It is.
and like
Remember the
Yeah.
first time I did that?
much work it
Uh,
is. You were a sweaty mess.
yeah, I was. I looked like I came out of a shower.
It's-
Um, and I was drained, drained, drained. I was trying way too hard, and that's why it's important to practice it. Sometimes you think you need to go super hard at doing a pause, but it doesn't need that much of an effort if you do it right, and you know how to flex those muscles that you're trying to show. So yeah, practice is definitely a must.
Yep, just like
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Can agree. I agree to that.
Hmm.
That's the biggest problem that I see with a lot of people is over flexing. They're flexing way too hard.
Yeah, and they drain, they lose energy, and then they have a hard time to go through their routine. Or I don't know about stage right now because I never did it, but I think it will help me on stage if I
Yeah, of course.
condition myself right now, and then on stage with the stress and the excitement and everything, I might not drain my energy as fast. I'll be more at ease. So
yep,
that's the main goal behind practicing it.
100%. Well, uh, what are we at? We almost had an hour and 20 minutes. So
Damn.
cool. I think yeah, I think we should we'll call her quits for now, and then we'll try to pick it back up here on another date.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was
I'm always
awesome. A
up for
lot
it.
of questions, guys. That was fantastic. Thanks for jumping on last minute, Bobby. That was awesome.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate
You
Really
it.
know me, I'm
appreciate that,
always ready for anything.
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
And don't be
Once
shy.
you
Anyone there, if you come across me or anyone at the gym that want to ask questions, don't be shy to ask. Or
no, get your workouts
people,
in. Stop talking.
yeah, you're right. But after my
I was
training, all
just
right,
going to
guys?
say that, man. Think about your prep, dude. You got 12 weeks.
Yep,
These are the
more
ones that
definitely.
count.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely I will. I'll take that from
That's
you guys. Champions, right?
yeah, awesome. All right, guys, we'll see
All
you
right, that was
later.
very cool, guys. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem,
Thanks,
man.
thanks for being on. And nice to meet you, buddy, for sure.
Same here, Alex. Looking forward to meeting you in
Thanks,
real.
and you got this. When I
Thank
did
you.
my first show, I went from 235 to 158.
Wow. Okay.
So
That's amazing.
yeah, it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah,
I'm
And you're on the
excited
way.
anyway. I'm super
Yeah,
motivated. I'm motivated and I'm excited about it and can't wait to put a show on the stage. I like giving a show. I like giving a show when I was a strongman, so shouldn't be changing as a bodybuilder. So It's gonna be great.
Awesome.
Awesome. Cool, guys. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All
See you
right.
guys. Thank you.
Later.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.